Bipartisanship prevails once again.
Congress and the President have agreed to borrow more and spend more. Mark, I just saved $350,000.
How?
I decided not to buy a Ferrari in 2016.
Nice. You know, folks, believe it or not, that's how budgeting actually works in Washington.
We don't know all the details yet, but here's what we do know, according to a fact sheet put out by the White House.
We promised to spend about $917 billion less than we otherwise would have. But that's not this year or next. That's between 2013 and 2021, after the next election.
We authorized more borrowing immediately, about $900 billion more, which the federal government will burn through in about 5 months.
12 members of Congress are supposed to come up with another $1.5 trillion of make-believe cuts, also between 2013 and 2021.
If they do, we authorize an additional $1.5 trillion in additional borrowing.
If they don't, then we authorize only an additional $1.2 trillion of additional borrowing. And a prearranged menu of make-believe cuts will automatically take effect. And the spending increases we're supposedly cutting are for things we didn't have the money to pay for anyway.
Kind of like my Ferrari.
Exactly. Must have been a very tough choice for you.
Sure. Second, a future Congress can still decide to spend the money anyway, because the cuts don't even take place until after the next election.
Third, most people have no idea what we're borrowing all this money for. And if they knew, they wouldn't approve.
This year, the $1.5 trillion that we are going to borrow will fund things like federal raids of state-licensed medical marijuana dispensaries,
Big subsidies for big agriculture,
tax subsidies for oil companies,
longer prison terms for 2 million nonviolent drug offenders,
and not one, not two, but 3 armed military conflicts.
only 2 of which Congress approved.
One of the secrets to this illusion is that we're not talking about debt reductions or spending reductions, we're only talking about deficit reductions. Let's look at the difference.
Our debt is like a big hole we've dug for ourselves. Ours is over $14 trillion deep, probably the deepest hole ever.
Our deficits are the amount of additional digging that we do. If we run huge deficits, we dig that hole deeper more quickly. If we run smaller deficits, we still dig deeper, just not as quickly.
So we're at the bottom of a $14 trillion hole, and we have one party that proposes to keep digging just as fast as we ever have, and we have another party that proposes to keep digging a little bit more slowly.
They struck a deal to dig fast now and then dig a little slower later. What we need is a group of people that understand it's time to put down those shovels and build a ladder.
If you've had enough of this kind of bipartisanship, maybe it's time to give tripartisanship a try. For more information, go to www.lp.org and check out the Libertarian Party.